Meeting of the Planning Commission is now in session. I would like first to call to order Planning Commission and Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First, we're going to look for an approval of the meeting agenda for tonight.
This is Susan. I'll make a motion to approve the June 4th, 2025 meeting agenda.
This is Kim. I'll second.
All right, we'll take a vote. Susan?
Susan, aye.
Kim, aye.
I'm an aye. Okay, we'll look for an approval of the meeting, May 21st, 2025 meeting minutes. Look for a motion to approve those.
This is Kim. I'll make a motion to approve the May 21st, 2025 meeting minutes.
This is Susan. I'll second.
We'll take a vote.
Susan, aye.
Kim, aye.
Rob and I. Okay. At this point, we would like to open up the microphone for a public open forum. Anybody online? I don't see anybody here. Do we have anybody online who would like to speak up? All right, thank you. Next, we are going to have a Planning Commission discussion about the Northwest Quad preliminary and final plat. Do you have anything to add, Eleanor?
I did just want to go over this real quick with you guys again. We had the public hearing at the previous meeting. There was no public comment. This has been on the staff's desk for a number of years now of trying to figure out exactly how to split this land up, and we're all very excited to get this closed through. Give me 2 seconds, but I did want to share some information regarding some future endeavors regarding this land. Specifically, this lot here, which is on the north side of the West Freeway Drive, we are interested in doing a rezoning project of that, rezoning that to mixed use, to potentially get some apartments, condos, or a senior living facility in that area. We think that that would fit really well. And that would require a comprehensive plan amendment through the Met Council. So once this land has been split up and we can finally move ahead with that, we'll be getting a public hearing for that rezoning process, and we get to explain how comprehensive plans work and how those amendments will go forward. So the only update, the only comments that we received from other agencies and communities was that the Minnesota Department of Transportation in the last 2 weeks did submit a comment regarding their right-of-way plat, saying that some legal descriptions were wrong there, there were some surveying errors there. That's Outlot B. And so adjustments were made to that with our surveyors, and no other agency have come forward to ask for any additional things regarding this plat at this point. So I think that we are finally clean and ready to go for this one.
Ooh, are we really?
Which is great news for us here at the office.
Okay. Do any of the other commissioners have any questions or comments?
I do, actually.
Yes.
After being in title insurance for about 22 years, I understand legal descriptions, platting deeds, etc. So have all the deeds been drafted, the title record completed, is everything just ready to basically be recorded at the county at this point?
There are still a couple of outstanding things with title commitments and such forth that will be completed in the next week or so. But besides that, everything is ready to go to the county.
And then as far as the Met Council, this is new to me, like, is it a big deal for a Met Council amendment? It seems a little, or is it not a big deal? I don't know.
So I spoke to our sector representative for the Met Council, Ms. Dovrick, regarding this and another one that I'm actually going to talk about later in the meeting for comprehensive plan amendments. I know. This one is fairly simple, but changing anything from commercial to residential in any way does need approval from the Met Council to make sure that it suits all of the residential needs and anything in their big 2040 vision. Well, our 2040 vision, but they get a say in it. For this particular one, she confirmed that it would be an administrative review process, so it wouldn't go before the actual Met Council at a meeting of any sort. That one would be reviewed by staff, and she did say that she would suggest that she would recommend approval on that, given that, given the context that she knows now, and we would just need to. The process of doing that would be a public hearing. It needs to have adjacent community reviews, so we'd send over that information to Anoka County. It's close enough to Washington County that we'd have to do that as well. Forest Lake, Hugo, I think there's a couple other ones for comment. Then we send it over to the Met Council. They review it and say, yep, you can put apartment complexes there.
Got it.
And that sort of thing.
I appreciate that. And like I said, I had the few questions, but like I said, given my background, I 100% trust staff, the attorneys, the title companies to get it right. And I looked at a few things and everything looks to be in order from my standpoint. Again, I'm not an attorney. I'm just kind of looking at it from the general stuff, but it all looks to be pretty well in order. And I think you guys have a really great handle on this, and it seems like a good thing to get cleaned up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eleanor. I'm going to look now for a motion to approve or deny the Northwest Quad preliminary and final plat. Do we have anyone who is?
This is Kim.
No. Or would you like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to pass it.
Okay. Looking for a second.
This is Susan. I'll second the recommendation to recommend approval of the Northwest Quad preliminary and final plat.
Okay, we'll take a vote.
Susan, aye.
Kim, aye.
Rob and I. Okay, that takes care of that part. Yay. A good thing to get done.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Planning Commissioner's report, I have nothing. Do either of you have anything that you would like to speak up about at this time?
This is Kim. I do not at this time.
This is Susan. I have nothing at this time.
All right, then we go to the Assistant Planner's report.
All right. I have a couple things that I'd like to discuss tonight as a casual report on my end. The first thing that I shared with you guys is an update on the equipment share PUD-CUP, which went to City Council last week and was approved. But there was quite a bit of discussion regarding this, and I wanted to share with you what the final findings of fact and recommendations for conditions that were decided at that City Council meeting. There was a couple additional questions prior to that meeting regarding noise complaints at other facilities, if there had been any noise testing, and how the equipment is organized in that storage yard. So we followed up with the applicant on that. And at the meeting, we sorted out some additional conditions. The condition suggested regarding the noise testing at 6 months was removed because the council felt that they had added enough other conditions to mitigate that need regarding the use of the property. And I wanted to provide you guys with this to see what things you do have at your disposal to add to these conditional use permits. You can get a little detailed with it if you feel the need to. We often do a dust mitigation plan for industrial sites near residential areas, and so requiring that is something you can do. There was a request to limit the hours of operation of nuisance creating activities to the hours that they suggested, and the applicant agreed to that, so that is added into the conditions. All of the dumpsters have tops on it, but that was added in as a condition for future users. And the specific location of those aerial lifts, those boom lifts that need to be, that could possibly be eyesore. Were not removed as a potential use. You can still store them on the property, but we did outline where they can be. I know that Kim was at that meeting, and just for future notice, I thought it was a good conversation, and if either of you are interested in watching that video or skipping through that video to see that conversation with the applicant, I would recommend it. So that's my first update, but I have a couple other little things that I wanted to mention. The Planning Commission applications for our vacant seats have come in, and we're scheduling interviews for those potential new Planning Commission members next Tuesday, so they can hopefully be appointed at the following City Council meeting and possibly be present at our next Planning Commission meeting, and we might have a full commission at that point. So we're excited about that. We have 3 applicants at this time, so that's fantastic. I wanted to give you guys an update on the MTW truck wash. They were having some issues with the SAC determination and Rice Creek watershed, but at this point, all of their permits are in, and they will be starting construction soon, hopefully. So that's fantastic. I also wanted to give an update. I, off the top of my head, do not remember who was present during the non-binding concept. I know that you were, Robin, for the Zoom Zone kart track races.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately,
I sure wasn't.
yeah, so we had somebody come in and want to build a go-kart track, an outdoor go-kart track race.
Go for it.
Yeah, but that did, unfortunately, they did back out of that plan. So it happens, especially with a concept that strange, but it was fun to talk to them at least.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll show back up. I don't know.
I wonder, did they end up purchasing the property though?
It doesn't look like there was a property transfer.
Oh.
It looks like that company did pay for some wetland delineations and soil borings and such. I'm hoping to follow back up with them to see where they are in that development. Last time I spoke, they were still looking for end users, still potentially doing that plat and development, but still, they were still interested in the property itself, but still trying to find people to work with that wanted to go with their proposal, especially since they lost their one big ticket item of go-kart track. Finally, for your reference, a lot of people have been calling, asking for our rules regarding ATVs on public streets. There's some new legislation going through in the Minnesota House, I believe.
And Forest Lake just updated their ordinance allowing
that's
it.
the main thing. Is Forest Lake just updated their own rules, and now everyone's calling us to see what our rules are. So if anyone calls you or asks you anything, we do allow ATVs and go-karts, not go-karts, golf carts. We don't allow go-karts. ATVs and golf carts on city streets. The county and state streets are operate under their own regulations, as long as they are going under 20 miles per hour and are on the far right side of the road, and not in the ditch, side slope, boulevard, back slopes, just on the far side of the road. Except, of course, snowmobiles may operate within the ditches. So in case anyone comes up to you and asks what the code is in there, that's what we've been getting a lot of questions on recently.
It's been a mayhem in my neighborhood with golf carts and especially four-wheelers.
Recently?
Oh,
Ours as well.
all
The
this
DNR
spring, this whole spring it's just been crazy.
Okay.
The DNR came and spoke at the Coon Lake Association last week about it and the rules and regulations.
Yes, we've been getting our fair share of calls regarding it as well. So those are some of the small things, but the last big thing that I wanted to discuss was our other potential comp plan amendment situation that I recently discussed with both the park board and the city council, but I wanted to bring up to you guys as well, so since it seems that we are going forward with it. We have been discussing for a number of years the potential sale of, sorry, let me grab the correct screen here. There we go. Our hidden park, which is a small neighborhood park off of 162nd. There was some concern on rezoning this or this, whether that was legally allowed, or there's been lots of back and forth over the years as to whether this is possible to do. And sorry. In order to return this to a residential lot, that would also require a comprehensive plan amendment to be approved by the Met Council. And so we'll be seeing more of that as that situation unfolds. But the goal of this would be to use the proceeds of this small underutilized park to help support endeavors in the main big city park, help support the one that is more frequently used and more of a priority in the eyes of our park board and the thing that they would like to do. But in order to do that, there's going to be some work to be done in the Planning Commission as well to make sure that this lot is viable for a residential unit. Yeah. Anything else to add to the hidden park?
No, Ellie, I think you covered that very good. And as Ellie said, this has been an ongoing discussion for a number of years. The big issue is that we were told in the past that this land was acquired as land dedication for part of that development. In that case, the city couldn't sell it. The only way they could dispose of it would be give it back to whoever dedicated the property. We did some research and found out, no, it was a tax forfeiture property. Tax forfeiture property, after the city's held it for 30 years, then can be sold. The issue we have here is a zoning change. The property is zoned and presented in our comp plan as a park. We want to change it to residential use. That's what's going to trigger the comp plan amendment from Met Council is their formal process, which could probably take up to 4 months to get done. But then at that time, we want to try to market it and use those proceeds for additional improvements in the city park, including a basketball court and goal as one of our plans.
Yes, some additional work to be done there. And with that, I believe that is everything that I had to mention tonight.
You, Eleanor.
I just had a quick question regarding the park plan dedication. Is it, and again, I'm newer to the planning commission, I haven't been involved in any developments, but is it the park board's typical, do they prefer the money, per new additional lot, or do they prefer the land?
The money.
That's more curious.
Go ahead.
We almost always prefer the money over the additional land.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Same.
We definitely prefer to focus our endeavors on our one larger developed park rather than collect parcels of land throughout the city, especially since our residential lots are fairly large and the parks that we would obtain through the parkland dedications would be not very useful to their communities.
Sure. Thank you for the history. I was just curious what the background was. Thank you.
One other comment on that, Susan. I think in the past, probably that land dedication was the preference when the cities had no property to develop. But they found out soon that these properties just became pieces of geography. And without any money to develop them, they were not of any real value. So as gone on, most cities now always prefer cash in lieu of land. And townships.
I agree. I get that. Thank you.
So,
All right, is there anything else from the Planning Commission? Eleanor, Jack? All right, I'll look for a motion to adjourn then.
This is Kim.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Who went first?
Susan, would you like to second the motion?
This is Susan. I will second the motion to adjourn.
Thank you so much. Take a vote on it then.
Susan, I.
Am I?
Rob and I are adjourned at 6:21.